Hello crafty friends, welcome to the Rocky Mountain Crafter. This stamp set is called Stamp a Doodle Floral Stamp Set by Catherine Pooler. And I have a fun card that I'm making today. It's a Valentine's card, but you can really send it any time of year, not necessarily Valentine's Day. So here I have my stamping platform, and into it I am putting a piece of white cardstock and just lining up that big flower stamp and getting the Memento ink and inking up the platform. See, you can put the platform right on top of this stamping press upside down. So that's a really handy, nifty thing. So this stamping press is by We Are Memory Keepers. I'm a huge fan of this. I've used it in a couple of videos already. And in this particular instance, I only needed to ink it up once and it was good to go. So that was fantastic. Here I'm just taking my embossing buddy, which is just some powder in a little flower bag. And then with a embossing pen by American Crafts, I'm just embossing all of the little hearts on this flower motif background. And then I'm going to take my heat tool. Oh, sorry, first before the heat tool, I guess I do put embossing powder on it, and that's gold embossing powder by Wow. I am a huge fan of Wow embossing powders. I find that they really stick well and they don't get all over the place. As long as you use your embossing buddy first, your powder tool, the Wow embossing powders really kind of stay put where they're supposed to. And they melt really nice and give a nice solid kind of finish or image to them. And so there I just used my heat tool to heat those up, and you can see I have some nice beautiful gold embossed flowers, or hearts, not flowers. And here I'm taking some purple low tack tape, and what I've done is I've just taken a piece, this was quite wide to start off with, and I just ripped it right down the middle. And so then with the colors Sangria, Clay Mask, and Sparkling Berry, I'm just taping off sections here, and I'm leaving some white space also. So you'll see that I do a section, I go over my other section with the top piece of tape, so it leaves some white space there. And my plan was to leave some white space for the panel, but it didn't work out. I got a fingerprint on some of the white space, and then I needed to fill it in, and that's just the way things happen. So I just made do, and I went back over the whole thing afterwards with the whatever ink was left on the pink brush, the light pink brush. And here I'm just trimming it down to size. And I don't have a size in mind. I literally just eye it out. And whatever looks good to me, that's what I go with. So here I've got my panel done with those beautiful gold embossed hearts. And here is the love die. This is from Just a Note card bubble frame dies by Catherine Pooler. And I'm just going to cut with my Sizzix. That's my mini, the mini Sizzix Sidekick. And I'm just decided I wanted to layer it up. I didn't like the look of one layer, so I layered it up, and I did 4 layers there. I didn't show you me die cutting all of them because that would be rather boring. So here I have all 4 layers. Now I have some sponge glue. So this is glue, a sponge full of glue, and I store it upside down so that glue is always on the lid. And here I'm just taking the top of one of these loves and putting it in the top or the lid of the glue sponge. And there I'm able to layer up and glue together 2 layers. So I do that again for a 3rd layer. Now for the 4th layer, I want to emboss that with gold first. So here I'm taking my Versamark ink pad and getting that all over the top of the love, and taking some Wow gold embossing powder. And it's running away from me here, of course, so I take the tweezers and hold it down with that, and that worked pretty good. So now I have this gorgeous love in gold, and I'm just putting the glue on the back of it. And I make this my top layer onto the stacked die cut of 3 that we already have. And that gives it some dimension. Plus, the way that this looks afterwards, it looks like it's floating. So with the extra dimension, it really looks like it's floating. So here I'm just cutting that back panel No rhyme or reason to my dimensions, just whatever I feel looks good. And I have a piece of acetate and I'm cutting it down to be the same width as that card panel so that I can put the two card panels together and have that piece of acetate in the middle, and leaving enough space so that the love can go in between them on the acetate. Here I'm just putting adhesive onto the backs of those panels so that I can put the acetate onto them. And it takes a couple tries to get it right, but I finally get it. And now that I have that all good and all lined up, now I need to do another word. So that, like I said, this is a card that I could send any time of year, not just at Valentine's Day. And so I've scouted out another word. Here I'm just putting 3D foam adhesive onto it. Here is some Catherine Pooler white cardstock that I absolutely love. All right, so this is me creating the base of the card where I'm going to add that other stamped word. So here I just put a score line at 4 1/4. I don't know how long I want this card to be. I want it to be an even edge all the way around. That's all I know. So whatever I think looks good. I still can't tell you how long this is. I don't have a clue to the dimensions. I just eye it out at whatever looks good. So here I've put some white paper into, or that card base, I guess, into my stamp and press, and I'm just eyeing out whereabouts I want this word sending. So it'll say sending love, and that is from Catherine Pooler's Winter Blessings stamp set. And I'm just taking my stamping press. Oh, this was so easy to do with the stamping press, just to line it all up like this. It was awesome. It was so easy. And I'm able to just put this word sending right onto that card base. So the word sending is going to show through the acetate. It's not on the acetate. It's on the card base underneath the acetate. So here I have that panel that I made, and I'm just putting this over top, centering it so that all 4 sides look about even. Just trying to get it absolutely perfect. And here I have that dimension love, and I'm just putting some glue onto the back of it and using the tweezers to put it down in a position that I'm happy with. And there it is. Now this card turned out way better than I imagined it would. And I just love the dimension. It doesn't show here in the video too well, the dimension, so I screenshotted the video here for you guys, still shot. So there you can see the dimension that it has, and it looks like it's floating. I thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I do hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I am the Rocky Mountain Crafter. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram.com, and YouTube. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye.